First, a note. Throughout this presentation, I use the term GI Bill, which is a registered trademark of the United States Department of Veteran Affairs. More information about education benefits offered by VA is available at the official U.S. government website at benefits.va.gov/GI Bill. Welcome to Southern Illinois University Carbondale. My name is Paul Copeland, and I am the Coordinator of Veteran Services and the GI Bill School Certifying Official for the main campus. If you are an extended campus student, your GI Bill School Certifying Official resides within the Office of Extended Campus. We work closely together and hope this presentation will also be useful to you. For post 9/11 GI Bill, the monthly living allowance is based on the zip code of the school location. So it's important to have your GI Bill certifications associated with the correct extended campus location.
For this orientation, I will describe how you can help us keep your benefits accurate and timely. Whether you are the veteran or a family member, keep in mind these benefits were earned by service. We aim to honor that service by providing you with efficient processing. We want to assist you in meeting your academic goals, which also honors the service.
When you register for classes each term, or any time you add or drop a class, please contact Veteran Services to advise us of the new information. We will confirm your enrollment status through the Student Information System and report your enrollment status to VA. We are allowed to report initial enrollment as early as 120 days prior to the start of the term. And the earlier we do the reporting, the more likely VA will have your benefits scheduled prior to the first day of class. We will not normally report your enrollment to VA until you contact us to let us know you have completed your course selections for the term. If you are a post 9/11 GI Bill user, we may initially report your enrollment with 0 reported as tuition and fee charges. This allows VA to set up the book stipend and the initial monthly living allowance payment. When the university billing system generates tuition and fee charges, normally about 1 month prior to the start of a term, we will update VA with the appropriate tuition and fee amount. Normal processing time for the VA is 10 to 12 days. If we have reported early, VA will pay book stipend to the student and tuition and fees to the school approximately 12 days prior to the first day of class periods. Keep in mind, if you have a class which doesn't begin until mid-term, VA will not pay the tuition for that class until 12 days prior to the first day of class. Please take note your siu.edu email is how you will receive communications from this office, your course instructors, and the university. VA communications will come to the email you provided when you applied to use the benefit. Once we report your enrollment to VA, they will schedule the benefit payments. Payments are scheduled in arrears, meaning pay for the month of January is scheduled for February 1. But note that your monthly allowance will not be paid until you confirm you are continuing to attend classes. Instructions for completing this verification will be on the next slide. Payments for partial months, the first and last month of any term, will be prorated based on the number of days classes are actually in session during the month. www.va.gov is the VA main landing page. You can navigate to the Education Verification landing page for information. Post 9/11 and Montgomery GI Bill users can log in using either id.me or login.gov accounts to complete verification within va.gov. You will also be able to find additional information using this website, which shows history of payments and current status of school enrollment. All GI Bill chapters can opt in to an email or text service for verification. If you provided a cell phone number to VA, you should be invited to join the text message service. Sign up by replying to the text or email invitation. If you have not received the invitation, call the GI Bill hotline at 442-4551 to opt in. After opting in, you will receive a text or email at the end of each month. Failure to verify you are attending classes will result in payment being withheld. You can also complete VBA Form 22-8979 and upload it through ask.va.gov or call the GI Bill hotline at 888-442-4551 to complete the verification. To log in to va.gov, you must have either an id.me or login.gov account. You can follow the link to create an account on one of these identity verification services if you don't already have a username and password. GI Bill users can find useful information on the www.va.gov website. The site shows remaining benefits, VA payment history, and your current enrollment certification status.
It is in your interest to pay attention to your bursar and financial aid account status. If you think GI Bill or one of the state programs should have covered a billed amount, but you don't see it posted to your account after the term begins, contact Veteran Services so we can look into the problem. GI Bill can generally be submitted late and will still be paid, but there are some hard deadlines for the Illinois Veterans Grant, National Guard Grant, and MIA POW scholarship, which don't allow for backdating or backposting. Navigating SalukiNet does require some persistence. From the main menu, select the My Records tab, then click on My SIUC Student Records. Finally, click on Student to be taken to a menu showing the different types of student data you can review. In this case, we're speaking about account information, but you should periodically check all of the information to make sure the latest information is accurate. You can preview previous statements and check current statement detail and status. You will also always receive a bill from the university before any benefits or financial aid have been posted. Financial aid, including the Illinois Veterans Grant, National Guard Grant, and MIA POW scholarship, will be posted approximately 2 weeks prior to the beginning of the term, about halfway through the first billing cycle. GI Bill tuition and fee payments will be posted as they are received. First payments come to the school 12 days prior to the first day of class. You should see the tuition and fee payment at the very latest during the first week of the term. Again, if something doesn't look right, contact Veteran Services so we can help uncover and fix the problem.
If you are using post 9/11 GI Bill with 100% eligibility, all tuition and fee charges should be paid with the exception of the $3 per term student-to-student grant fee and the textbook fee. These fees are not paid by GI Bill because they are refundable if you opt out within the first 2 weeks of the term by completing the opt-out form and delivering it to the registrar's office. Note this does not include housing charges which are posted through the bursar bill but are not treated as fees for GI Bill purposes. If you are using Illinois Veterans Grant, tuition and mandatory fees are waived. You may have out-of-pocket expenses if you take any course with a lab fee. National Guard Grant will waive tuition only. The MIA POW scholarship will waive tuition and mandatory fees. Class lab fees are not covered, and the student insurance fee is not covered because by definition any student eligible for the MIA POW scholarship is also eligible for CHAMP VA medical coverage.
The course selection limitations shown here apply to all chapters under GI Bill. They do not apply if you are only using state benefit programs, Illinois Veterans Grant, National Guard Grant, or MIA POW scholarship. If you aren't sure whether or not a course is required for your degree, consult with your academic advisor. I will contact you to clarify if I notice something which doesn't look like it is required, but if I miss it and the VA auditor catches it, as much as 3 years after the fact, you will be held responsible to return any overpayments to VA. For Chapter 30, 35 and 1606, monthly benefits will be prorated if you enrolled at least half-time, 6 credit hours for undergraduates in the fall and spring. You will be calculated as either half-time, three-quarter time, or full-time based on the number of credit hours you are taking. For Chapter 33, you must be enrolled more than half-time to receive the monthly living allowance. That means you need at least 7 credit hours in fall and spring terms as an undergraduate. VA will calculate your rate of pursuit as 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, or 100% based on the number of credit hours you are taking. If you fail a class, you can retake the course as long as it remains necessary to meet graduation requirements. You may incur a debt to VA if you drop a class and take a W grade, or worst case, just stop attending and receive a WF grade from the instructor. We recommend every student complete the free application for Federal Student Aid, FAFSA, available through the Financial Aid Office. You may qualify for a Pell Grant, which will provide funds you can use for books, housing, etc. on top of GI Bill and state program benefits. Certain scholarships are payable as cash and can be used for any educational expense, so they are additive to your veteran benefits. Other scholarships and grants may be coded as waivers and can only be used for very specific purposes. If a scholarship is restricted to tuition, it can't double pay with GI Bill. If you have provided the Illinois Veterans Grant letter of eligibility to Veteran Services, Illinois Veterans Grant should show in your financial aid package and will post as a waiver against your bursar bill approximately 2 weeks prior to the start of a term. Note that the first bill you receive from the university will not reflect any financial aid or benefit contributions. If your Illinois Veterans Grant does not post by the first day of class, contact Veteran Services. You may have a problem called satisfactory academic progress, which can result from the credit hours you received for military training. There is a waiver process you will have to complete in financial aid to clear the financial aid hold. If you drop a class while using Illinois Veterans Grant, you may have some benefit restored if the drop results in a tuition and fee refund. There are no restrictions on how many times you can retake a course using Illinois Veterans Grant. Generally speaking, there are no debts back to the Illinois Veterans Grant. Please note the fees shown which do not currently meet the definition of mandatory for waiver by Illinois Veterans Grant. These fees will have to be paid by other financial aid or out of pocket by you. You must apply for the National Guard grant at the beginning of each academic year. You will be approved to use the grant at a specific school for 1 year, fall semester, spring semester, and summer semester in that order. If you wish to change schools, you will need to contact Illinois Student Assistance Commission so they can update the approval. The school is notified by ISAC and you will receive a letter of eligibility when you are determined to be eligible. You need to provide a copy of the letter of eligibility to Veteran Services to use the benefit for that academic year. If you apply early during midsummer, National Guard grant should be shown in your financial aid information and will post to your bursar bill just prior to the start of the term. Adds and drops are treated in the same way for National Guard grant as for Illinois Veterans Grant. Eligibility may be restored if there is a tuition and fee refund, but there are rarely debts created. National Guard grant may also be withheld if you are not meeting satisfactory academic progress standard. If the grant does not post after you receive the letter of eligibility and have provided it to us, contact Veteran Services. Notice the similarities with all of the state benefit programs. You can take any classes you desire and retake as often as you desire. If you drop a class, you may be restored some benefits. As of fall of 2022, the MIA POW scholarship has begun to cover mandatory fees as well as tuition. Keep Veteran Services on speed dial for any issues, 618-453-1335. Although for many cases, email is actually a preferred communication. use the email address vets, V-E-T-S, at siu.edu. To contact the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, the number is 800-899-4722 for Illinois Veterans Grant, National Guard Grant, and MIA POW scholarship questions or issues. To contact the VA, the GI Bill hotline is 888-442-4551, or you may send a question through Right Now Web at ask.va.gov. We have a registered student organization for veteran students, which is affiliated with Student Veterans of America. Join our Facebook group. Check your email for events. We encourage all veterans to take advantage of VA health care if you are eligible. Your eligibility will be formally determined by VA when you apply. We will also periodically have the enrollment team from VA Medical Center on campus to assist students with enrollment questions. It's as simple as submitting the application from www.vets.gov to verify and initiate your eligibility for care. We also have a Facebook group for SIU veteran alumni. We want you to remain involved with the university through the SIU Alumni Association and our subgroup. Look for us at Grad Bash. Stop by Veteran Services, or for extended campus students, give us a call. We will provide you with an honor cord to wear at graduation ceremony with your cap and gown, and a Salute You Veteran Challenge coin.